that the district has is, when the sky falls, what are we going to do? We need extra money for this or that, whatever. Okay. So let's say DeSantis tomorrow says, we're not doing textbooks anymore. We're PragerU state. Okay. That's what we're doing. What's your plan with that categorical money? It's not going to be spendable, right? So why would you let the categorical money stay in there and roll over year after year? Every year for the past 6 years, you have done this. The numbers are there. It's all in your AFR and DSP. So you do it every single year. And have been told we don't supplant anything. It's not a secret that it happens. And why? Because other districts spend down every categorical they can to zero before they supplant general funds. You may not spend every categorical to zero, right? If you get 4.5 million, maybe you're like, we got a textbook adoption in a few years, we got to keep 2 million from this, whatever. That's not what's happening here. You're spending more than the categorical every year, and you roll over categorical every year. Why is that?
How do we spend more for rolling it
Because
over?
you supplant it with the general fund. You spend.
It's not supplanting.
You have a categorical that you should spend on X. Okay, you spend a fraction of it on X, and then you take general fund money and spend that for the rest of your X expenditures. That leaves in the categorical X amount. Okay, choose the word you want. Why is the categorical money not being spent because had that have been spent, that leaves general fund money, at least $2 million every year that could go into salaries or anything else. And the jig was up when Kim Banks said outwardly, it's so the unions don't think that's their money. And then she left a few months later.
Well, the textbook categorical doesn't exist anymore. The legislature got rid of it.
In the past 6 years, every year, you have had a categorical amount of money. You have spent beyond that amount total and that function and object, yet you have rolled over categorical money. Why is that for the past 6 years? That's my question.
I still don't understand how we're overspending but rolling it forward.
Your categorical is $4 million. You spend $6 million in that category. You can choose if you're going to pull that money from the categorical or your general fund. You overwhelmingly for 6 years have been pulling money from the general fund for at least part of it. You do not drain that categorical any year for the past 6 years. You have not done it.
Not over. I don't understand how we're overspending it if we're rolling it forward.
You're overspending from the general fund is the point.
But how do you know that tied to that categorical? Like,
because
how do you know that
it's reported each year how much you spent in the categorical, your annual revenues in the categorical, your rollover in the categorical. You look at it from year to year, you can subtract columns and see the difference. Well, if the amount you spent in this category was double of what you brought in as categorical revenues, how would you have a rollover in that category at the end of the year?
Then where are we overspending it? How do you know that what we're doing with the money outside of the categorical is going towards?
You're spending it within the category with general funds. I can show you after the caucus. I can bring it up and give you the data if you want. I presented it last year and it was pawned off until we were told, well, it's so the unions don't think that money is for them.